right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. Today, we're going to talk about how I live on Bitcoin. Oh, no, we don't want that. The echo. Sorry about that. I'm trying out a new software. Today, I'm trying out Riverside. It's a live streaming platform, kind of all in one solution that I'm trying out for this live stream. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys like it or if you prefer the old uh, platform. I think it was Streamlabs. Today, I want to talk about um, not that one. Where are we at right now? Oh boy, hold on, guys. Oh wait, okay. So today, I want to talk about how I use different Bitcoin wallets in my everyday life to enhance. Okay, we're just gonna skip that. I think I'm sharing my screen right now, so bear with me, guys. So right now, we're on block 906,883 with an exchange rate of 118,705, which means you're paying 842 sats per US dollar. And with that, I'm going to switch back to just myself. And I think if I'm correct, it's this one. Let me see. Oh, right now. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, Werzer. Trying out new software. Got to catch me a little bit. Give me a little slack, right? So, like I said, I want to talk about the different Bitcoin wallets I use and how those wallets enhance my daily life living on Bitcoin. We're going to dive into wallets that help out from checking balances to sending lightning payments and everything in between. And I just want to clarify, we're not just talking about hardware wallets. Those are cold storage, like a savings account. I want this stream to be focused on wallets I actually live out of, you could say. Uh, yeah. If you're curious about cold storage, let me know in the comments. I'm planning a full live stream on that topic soon. And I just want to say that these wallets I literally live on. And let's just talk about the real world use cases together. I know people on Stacker and Nostr were constantly asking Nittany, what do you recommend for wallets? You know, I've had friends and family reach out asking, what wallet should I download? I just bought some Bitcoin, and I have a couple options I want to discuss today. The first one is Muun Wallet, and that's honestly the best for orange pilling friends or orange pilling people in general, because when you think about it, when someone's like, oh yeah, I'll accept some Bitcoin, or if you check out my video where I orange pilled the business in Huntington, New York, I was like, download Muun Wallet. It's easy. It's got Lightning and on chain combined. And for those who don't know, on chain is the base layer of Bitcoin. Every 10 minutes, a block is usually confirmed, and that takes some time. And most of the time, when you're transacting for day-to-day things like a coffee, a bag of chips, a t-shirt, a whatever, especially bills and utilities, you need to make that payment instantaneous. And the Lightning Network is that final settlement layer that is what we're all kind of used to with Visa and MasterCard, is that you swipe that card, it's instantly paying. So with the Lightning Network, you send a zap through the Lightning Network, and it pays and it's settled instantly. Werzer says, is there a wallet that I can set up and it automatically buys X dollars of Bitcoin every day, week, and month? Yes. Werzer, go back to that first live stream after we're done here, and I think wherever you are, I think you should be able to. I'm not going to dox you, but download Strike.me. It's called the Strike wallet. In that description of that first live stream, it was where I buy Bitcoin. In that description, there's a link that will benefit me and you if you buy Bitcoin using River or Strike, or if you want to use Bitcoin Well or Cash App. All those platforms have an automatic, it's called DCA. I'm sure you're familiar with it. And you could do hourly, weekly, monthly, whatever frequency and time and date you want it to be purchased at. If you want it at a purchase price, you can do that. What I do right now is, before, I don't want to get too off topic, is I DC every single week, and I send that. I have an automatic withdrawal after a certain threshold of Bitcoin is bought, and it goes right to my node, which is connected over Tor, and then once the bills start, when I know bills are going to come being paid, I send that money back over the Lightning Network to Strike, and that's how I pay my bills. So there's really no risk of, if let's just say Strike goes down for maintenance, I'm still paying those bills, and I still have the Bitcoin on my own wallet, which is why we're making this video today, because that's all about self-custody. I hope I answered your question. Appreciate you, Kyle. Thank you for watching. You've been a long time follower, and I appreciate the support. The next wallet besides Muun wallet is Nunchuk. Nunchuk is your watch only wallet on mobile. It's what I do to watch my cold storage wallets, or CoinKite has like the tap signer or the Sats card. You can use Nunchuk to facilitate watch only wallets, or the ability to view those NFC card wallets. And if you're interested, like I said, with any of this content, I will make more content regarding it. Or if you just want to reach out to me on Nostr or X, just all my information is going to be in the description. If it's not, just reach out to me. It's most of the time it's at Living on Bitcoin or at Nittany of some sort. Just reach out with your questions. I'll answer them. Better yet, answer them in the damn chat. Ask them in the chat. I'll answer them. With that being said, Sparrow Wallet, you got to think Nunchuk is like the mobile version of Sparrow Wallet. Sparrow Wallet is meant as a desktop wallet for me. So you can have hot wallets. You can basically generate 12 or 24 seed phrase hot wallets, which hot wallet means it's connected to the internet. Cold wallet is it's offline, usually with a signing device, aka a hardware wallet, which we'll talk about later on. Sparrow Wallet is another version of open source project that I like to utilize for, just checking my offline storage. It's great for managing UTXOs, which are unspent transactions, which in Bitcoin, when you send a transaction, each transaction you send is a unspent transaction. And without getting too far into it, each time you build a transaction, it's called, down the line when Bitcoin prices go up, like the mempool, the fee rate, the more transactions you have, or the UTXOs, you have to times that amount by the sat per VByte you send. It's really, this is getting into the weeds, okay? But just trust me on this. You want to manage your UTXOs properly. Like I said, if you buy Bitcoin on Strike or River or wherever you want to do it, and you send it to your wallet, you want to use the Lightning Network, ideally. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me. You got my number. You got the digits. And once you get down the line, maybe $1,000 to $2,000, whoever's watching, and you want to start putting in cold storage, then we can talk about hardware wallets and more self-custody options, which is why I made this video, because the whole point of this is you want to be mindful of where your Bitcoin is stored. And lastly, the ones that I use day to day is Zeus wallet. You've seen this wallet in all my videos. I use it in the self-custodial route, which is connected via Tor or Tailscale. Think of it as a VPN. And I'm able to connect to my Umbral node. It's my main Lightning wallet. It's self-custodial, fast for everyday Lightning usage. I actually just updated and I opened up a channel with Strike. So I'm able to, like I was mentioning earlier in this live stream, I'm able to send and receive within Strike for free. That's a big plus when you're also dealing with paying with bills, because like I was telling you, Werzer, you buy Bitcoin every week or every day, you build up a balance. I automatically transfer that to my side of the channel on my Lightning wallet. Think of it like a two-way street, like a bar tab. I buy on Strike, then Strike automatically sends to my wallet in my Lightning node. And then once I build up the balance in my Lightning node, when the bills are starting to come through, I send that back over and the bill's paid. It converts to US dollars, sends to where it goes. Kyle's asking, have you tried Cove? Not familiar with that wallet. Can you write a little bit more about Cove? I'm not too familiar with it. Is it like a hot wallet or cold wallet? Cold storage? You have to check. Oh, okay. So Kyle, I got a little treat for you. So, when I say open up a channel, for the people that don't know, like I mentioned, it's like a two-way street or like a bar tab. I open up a channel. Let's just say 1 million sats, which is roughly $1,200 right now. I'm able to send that $1,200 to Strike, or if I want to send it to Bob Smith down the road, they also have a channel with Strike. I'm able to send through Strike's node to their node, and it goes out of my node, goes through Strike. Strike gets a little fee because usually they want money, that's how the network, you build up the network from the ground up, and then they get it. So with Strike, as you know, it's hard to open up channels. So Kyle, you have to get whitelisted by them. So I reached out to support within the app and I said, hey, I'm interested in having a channel with you guys. Is this a possibility? I tried it with River. River was not allowing that, but Strike does. So reach out to them. You're probably going to have to cough up a couple of $1,000s to open up that channel. Because if you look at their nodes, they have the minimum of like 10 million sats or 12 million sats. You want to make sure you open up a decently sized channel for them. That's basically what I would do for you. It's like okay, so the Cove wallet is like Nunchuk. It works well with QR code. So he said I got the white glove. That's crazy. I'm just an average Joe. Remember, I'm an ETH maximalist. Remember, guys. The reason, okay, so I also did a lot of this when Bitcoin was a lot lower in price. So to cough up a couple million sats was a lot more digestible. Nowadays, it's a lot. So I don't keep sats. I don't keep a million sats in the Lightning channel. You can move that back onto Strike, and then it can be on Strike, or you can move it elsewhere. So that channel might be only on the remote side, which is the pure side, which is Strike in this instance. And going back to Cove, it's like the Nunchuk wallet. So it's like a watch only. It works well with QR codes. So like the Cold Card Q or the Blockstream Jade, like those types of signing devices where you could scan QR codes like that. It's not bad. I mean, I'll look into it. Why not? Thanks for mentioning that. Before we get into honorable mentions, I really appreciate you guys in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Kyle asks, you can set up a channel with async. They have a lot of liquidity, a big liquidity channel that has a lot of channels. Yeah, I actually have, that's my main channel. So in the past, I had different channels with a bunch of different people. Async is my like baby of a channel. Like that's my main channel. Like that's the first thing I recommend for anyone. If you're gonna get into this advanced featuring of the Light Network, you got to open up something to a node that's connected to a lot of different channels. So I did async, and now I'm kind of working down the road. What tools do I use? What apps? What software? So Strike was another one, so that's why I did Strike. Now going into honorable mentions, I want to talk about two wallets that I've tried out. However, they have some, I don't want to say cons, but some things you have to watch out for. Aqua and Phoenix. Aqua wallet has a very sleek UI. It handles on-chain, Lightning, and Liquid. I mentioned on-chain, I mentioned Lightning. Liquid is a side chain. Think of it like here's Bitcoin, here's Liquid. Lightning's on top. Liquid, basically you peg in, peg out. So you send Bitcoin to a peg-in address, and that mints LBTC or Liquid BTC. It's a federation. It's like 13 to 15 people control the keys of that wallet. So you could say what you want about it. It's definitely not ideal for new folks, but it's great for advanced users. It's low fee. I think it's like 0.1 sat per VByte, which is basically micro sats. There's 100 million sats in one Bitcoin. So it's like, I think there's 1,000 microsats in a sat. Don't quote me on that. I'm not too familiar. We're not at that point yet in the price level, I guess you could say, where it makes sense to use microsats. And got a new viewer in the chat, Bake. Hope I pronounced that right. Have you heard about Stacker News Live? Funny you should mention that. Man, I love this shit. You guys are asking questions. This is great. Thank you. Sorry, I geeked out right there. I have a Stacker account. It's living on Bitcoin. I posted summaries of videos. I've talked about discussion posts, and funny enough, I did a video about paying rent with Bitcoin, and somehow it like got a lot of people's attention in the headquarters of Stacker News, and they like made a live. They did like a podcast style video, and they featured that video in my little like discussion post. So it was pretty cool to see my face on another video. Usually it's just me seeing myself, but it's cool that it garnered some attention. And I am very well aware of Stacker News Live. It's like a Reddit. It's a decentralized Reddit, in my opinion. You could pay people with Bitcoin if you like what they're writing. That's how I think of it. And if you're interested in looking at my Stacker.news account, it's just at Living on Bitcoin. Don't you're jumping the gun on me here. I got these live streams. That's one of the things I want to talk about. You guys are good. Last one of the honorable mentions is Phoenix Wallet. It's a non-custodial Lightning wallet. It's smooth UI, UX, auto channel management, and the setup. The only thing that I have as a con is the setup fee. So when you download Phoenix Wallet, you have to pay a little bit more to open up a channel or have liquidity to be able to send out. Phoenix is a part of Async, so think of it like you download Phoenix. It's like they're managing the channels for you. It's like within Async's node, you have a little channel to send. Obviously, they want money for that. It's not free. It made a couple thousand sats. You have to think, if you don't want to go the true self-custodial sovereign way of like a node option with Lightning and on-chain, and then being able to connect that with all your wallets, you could use something like Phoenix. Kyle says, what are your thoughts on the BitKey? Actually, I don't know where I saw this, but someone commented on one of my videos or discussion posts on Stacker that they use Cash App to buy Bitcoin, kind of like how I buy Strike every week, and then they automatically send that on-chain to the BitKey, which BitKey is Block or Cash App's hardware wallet. It's a 2 or 3 multi-sig where one key is on your phone, another key is the BitKey itself. It's like a little like circular thing. And then the last key is a server at Cash App or Block or somewhere in the cloud. I've thought about it. I honestly was like, what if I had another simple option of like using Cash App to buy and facilitate those transactions to the BitKey and kind of have it as like a checking account. I did think about it. I think the problem, my thought is future-proof with the fees of on-chain. Once it gets to a certain point, when you're sending that on-chain transaction somewhere, it's going to start adding up, and that's my only concern. Other than that, BitKey's great it's a great beginner wallet from what I've heard. I think that's something that I would love to try if I ever get my hands on one. I know they go on sale a lot, so appreciate the note on that. And there's Health and Wealth Dad. He's from Stacker. Thank you. What's up? What's up, man? I like your content. It's very inspiring. I like how you just talk about whatever's on your mind, and I appreciate that. Hey, yo. He said, you're the Tony Soprano of Bitcoin. Forget about it. No, it's forget about it. I was thinking about making a T-shirt with like a forget about it with the B with the logo of the B. Yo, that'd be crazy. If I do that, would people buy that? I just feel like that's a cash grab. I don't want to do that. If I did it, I would just give it away for free. I think that'd be so funny. Forget about it with the Bitcoin B. It's the B. That'd be crazy. Nittany Soprano. Look at that. It's funny because I actually am Italian, so that's why it's funny. I don't do drugs though. I don't deal them. We don't do that. And so Kyle, you're saying there's trade-offs, but it's great for novices, and it's really hard to lose your coin. 100%, I agree with that. I think at the end of the day, all wallets are great. However, there are better ones out there for different people's use cases. If I didn't have the Cold Card or the Blockstream Jade or the Cold Card Q, if I didn't have those options, I would definitely would look into BitKey if I was starting fresh. Because I have friends that ask me, what wallet should I get? And I always say, start with an exchange, take it off the exchange after a couple $100, move it onto a software wallet on your phone or a desktop software wallet. Once that builds up to a couple thousand, if you even get there, because most people don't do that, they think that's crazy, get a hardware wallet. I usually just get them, say, Cold Card. They always want fucking, excuse my language, ledgers. All the Bitcoin guys are going to hate me for saying that. If you're going to get a hardware wallet, just don't get a ledger. That's all I'm going to say. Just get something from a Bitcoin only company. You get a Bitbox for all I care. Just stick away from ledger and treasure, okay? And Health and Wealth Dad said, much love, man. You have to put a QR code on your videos to send you sats. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. But I would. If you want to send me sats, I would appreciate that. If you do want to send me and support my channel, down in the description, I always post my referral links for exchanges, wallets, the reward apps that I use. But if you don't want to do that, or if you already have those accounts, you can always just send it to my Alby account. It's nitnycrypto@getalby.com. It's on my Noster. It's on Stacker. Everything should be connected. And then Kyle says, ledgers are for the boards. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, guys. I got a ledger when I started. I thought that would, we all start at a certain point. And that's where I started. And then Vake says cold card, seed sign, or foundation passport. All great options. I've been looking at foundation. I just actually made that video with the Envoy wallet, the mobile wallet. Have been looking into their devices. I'm interested to see what they come out with their Passport Prime option, the one that has like the multi-function. It's kind of like the 2FA that you could store passwords files on it. That seems really interesting for being a hardware wallet. So definitely. And then Health and Wealth Dad said, thought about throwing away my ledger actually. What you could do, uh, not advice, but something down the line, that $5 rent attack. Why don't you just have what your old devices and put a couple $100 in Bitcoin, and if someone comes knocking on your door, here you go, here's a ledger, bro. I don't know, just thought. Um, I don't use mine either. Like it just sits collecting dust. Like I have it on my desk sometimes, just looking at like, wow, I'm a shit corner. Um, and then yeah, Kyle says it was my first one too. I also buy. We all buy shit coins. Everyone does it. Even if you still buy it, it's whatever. As long as you understand that where things are gonna go, that's all that matters. And if you want to trade them too, sometimes I kind of buy a little cheeky Solana. You can read the market and you make a little 10-15%. It's nice, right? Like if you know things, you can do that. I just don't hold any of those coins. That's how I got burned in the FTX and in the Terra Luna stuff. Oh, burned. Um, I love the passport and getting my Prime soon. You're gonna get the Prime? Please let me know how that is, because I would love an option that's like, I guess you could say cold storage with the Prime, like how you normally get like a 2FA to your phone. I was wondering if 2FA like on a cold device would work in the same way, and I guess it does. So I'm wondering how that works. So definitely let me know how that works out for you. And the decoy wallet, yeah, it's the whole idea of using a decoy wallet. Going back to the ledgers kind of analogy, it's perfect. And John Winder, I have a lot of money in Ethereum right now, but Buffett is right on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It's a speculative asset where you're just hoping one person will pay a higher price for it later. Yeah, I mean, I wish crypto was an asset that actually could produce real value. I mean, you have to think like, I have a lot of economic friends, and they always ask like, Bitcoin doesn't produce value. It's not like a company where it's producing earnings and a service or a good. But at the end of the day, the reason I'm invested in it might be different from you, but I see it as a long-term play on the failure of the US dollar and the whole idea of like an inflation hedge. I see it as there's three things. I see it as a inflation hedge, a medium of exchange, and a store of value. And no, medium of account, I think. Yeah. Those are the reasons why I stick with Bitcoin and I kind of trade, or I don't touch the rest. There's value out there, don't get me wrong, but I think it's easier to focus on one than the bunch. It's like with anything in life. Just focus on that one thing and you'll get it. And Health and Wealth Dad. Yeah, I will. I will let you know. It should be here next month. Pre-ordered it. Shebang Shabbat. Let's go, baby. Don't know why I said that. Buffett doesn't own it because it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Buffett definitely does not own Bitcoin. He might own a company that indirectly invests in it. I wouldn't worry about Buffett. Worry about yourself, your family, your friends first before any of these people out there, especially people that might be involved in a higher power. Just worry about yourself. Stay humble, stack sats. That's all you can do. Because at the end of the day, the only thing you have to do is die. Unfortunately, that's what I live by. Is that's all you got to do. So just live your life. Wow, you guys are killing in the chat. This is a first time ever. And like I said throughout the whole video and live stream is you gotta talk. You have to think to yourself self custody and sovereignty often when you're buying Bitcoin, because in the previous cycle, as you guys know, the FTX, Celsius. I hope I'm not like getting people rowdy by this, but those exchanges, casinos went under, and a lot of people left their Bitcoin there or purposely was trying to earn interest. It's like you're putting your hardest asset earning 1%. It just doesn't make sense. But people are greedy. I was greedy. I get it. And at the end of the day, you gotta take it off the exchange, and that's that's the main point of this video is I'm sharing my options, how I live on Bitcoin, and how I use different devices and apps and services, wallets, everything to make my life easier. Um, and obviously, like I'm gonna wrap things up soon, but let me know what you guys use in the comments. I know we've already talked about Cove and Passport and all the different options out there. Um, or what else you guys want me to cover in the future. Like I said, this live stream series is going to be taking you along my journey of how I've officially moved on a Bitcoin standard. The next live stream, I really want to talk about. Actually, got to look at that because I have so many options to talk about. But I think I'm going to either talk about how I earn free Bitcoin on every purchase, or focus on finding Bitcoin merchants and communities near you, and the apps I use to help facilitate those. Um, what do you call it? Options. And with that being said, let me see if there's really anything else. Oh, that's the other thing. John said, I do like that crypto does appear to be gaining institutional adoption. That was why I decided to invest 30K and have the long-term mindset, really hoping it will eventually go to at least go up to at least five. I mean, yeah, everything at the end of the day will go up. Not financial advice, because of the dollar is going to go down in value. You could literally buy Arizona can, and it might go up. I don't know. So it's one of those things where you gotta focus on, like I said, focus on the big one, the Bitcoin, Mr. B. Stick with that. You don't need to mess with the other ones unless you want to. It's your choice at the end of the day. But I just would focus on one rather than the bunch, because that's how you start getting messed up. You start getting greedy. You start, it's gonna go up 2, 3x. I always tell my friends and family, the moment it goes up 2x, you're either gonna sell for a loss, or you're not gonna sell, because the moment it goes up 2x, you're like, it's gonna go 3x, and then it goes down, and you lose your 50% of your money. So that's what I tell people, and most of the time that's pretty relatable. Bitcoin's the only one you buy and hold, you do well, and on average 4 years, they say. And health and wealth, that's a nice degree in the back. I have one to my right over here, left on you guys, but the two back there are old Coleys. She's got a bachelor's and a master's. I only needed a bachelor's in film production. I didn't necessarily. I went to Penn State University in order to make connections. And at the end of the, I say at the end of the day a lot, but when you go places, you want to meet people, network. That's why I chose that college. Obviously, Penn State, baby, we are. And words are in the chat. Utah, Rose Bowl. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I understand the comparison. When I mentioned the produce real value, it's one of those things where people always often go back to that conversation with Bitcoin. They're like, well, does Bitcoin produce anything? It doesn't need to produce anything. It's a different type of monetary. Um, it's different. It's different than the rest of them. It's like it's Bitcoin. It's completely different from a company. And that's where people commonly misconcept it needs to produce something. I guess if you want to mine it, you can produce the asset itself. I think when people mean by holding Bitcoin, it's the it's sovereignty, it's freedom. People ask, what's one word to describe Bitcoin? Freedom. What's one word to describe Apple? Like stonk. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's different. And obviously we can always have these discussions down the line if you guys are really interested in like why I chose to live on Bitcoin. But I hope that my videos in my live streams in the past have kind of broken that down for you, because at the end of the day, like, I keep saying that, that's why I live on Bitcoin. And if you guys have anything else, leave it in the chat. I think next live stream we're going to focus on how I earn free Bitcoin in all my purchases, or most of them. You don't want to miss that, because that's something that's definitely useful. Especially, I found a new option. It's called Satoshi dot. It's Satoshi dot. It's like Satoshi Global or something. I instead of having Bitcoin back like a cash back function, it's off. So it's like a 5%, 10%, 20% off. So I've been getting into mining because I figured with the Genius Act, apparently they um, you're able to, don't quote me on this, do your own research, not financial advice, just trying to protect myself. Apparently you can write off 100% of a Bitcoin miner. So I was looking into that. I was like, why not? Um, yeah, and then that pretty much wraps up the live stream itself. I know we've kind of sidetracked in multiple directions, but I hope that at the bottom and the root of this live stream, we kind of tackled the reason of why it's important to self-custody your Bitcoin, whether it's a hot wallet or cold wallet. Those cold wallets will be another video. I'll talk about that and the different options. I have limited experience with only a few, but like I said, people in the chat have obviously had other experiences, and I would love to collaborate with people and see your thoughts on that. So thank you guys for watching, and I think we have one more comment. What's your opinion on companies like Visa creating their own stablecoins, apparently? What's your opinion on companies? I mean, you know it's going to happen. I mean, the whole if you watch the Bitcoin 2025 conference, there's a video of like every time someone said stablecoin. I think it was like a 3-minute long video, 4-minute long video of just stablecoin. It's bound to happen. That's with everything. You know, at the end of the day, the dollar is the global reserve currency. They're going to want to digitalize it. So that's why. That's my thought. Is I know it's going to happen. I can't do anything about it. It's better to join the enemy sometimes. So I'm joining the good fight on what I think is valuable, which is Bitcoin and the true winner. But sometimes you gotta just whatever. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but that's just how you can argue like, yeah, I can like pick the right politicians or do the right thing or lobby for stuff, but is it really, do we really have do we really have access to that, or do we really have a say? I don't know. But I don't want to talk about politics. I don't like talking about it. And then last, please teach us how to find out which of your friends have been flipped by the FBI. I think the biggest question is the people that come out at the woodworks and they start texting like, "Yo, like, Nittany, like, heard you got Bitcoin, like, you start selling, like," or they're like, "How do I buy it?" Or tell me exactly how you buy it. Or like, those like kind of weird questions that people start asking. Like someone that you might have not talked to since college, they reach out, you're like, I know they're not the FBI, but I'm going on the joke, but you can tell when people are kind of like, it's getting a little red hot, and you got to prepare for the worst. So that's really all I have. You guys are killing me. I have ADHD, so when you guys write stuff, I'm looking down, answering these questions. I really hope I hope I did a good job of explaining the wallets and why I use them. At the end of the day, I use all these wallets in my day-to-day life. You'll see them in my videos, so you're going to see it in real life scenarios, so you know it works. It's just a matter of, does it work for you? And yeah, I mean, that's really all I got, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'm not going to go live next week. Actually, I might be able to go live next week. I am traveling to a couple different places, and I have a cool video I'm going to film. I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to be cool. It's about spending Bitcoin. It's someone's first time spending Bitcoin, so that'll be nice, and that will be a separate video I'll post. And like I said, the live stream will be probably next week about the reward apps I use to earn some Bitcoin back on my spending, whether it's for gift cards or just general day-to-day stuff. So thank you guys for watching. I really, again, appreciate you guys in the chat asking. And 9 viewers live is crazy. I've had like none. If you look back at my old live streams, I'm just shooting the shit now. No one watched. I think maybe old Coley would hop on for 5 minutes and be like, "Oh, Nittany, nice job." And I appreciate that, obviously. But having people live is sick. Rich. Get that money up, baby. Great. Thank you so much, Rich. I appreciate that. I hope you come to the next one and you kind of maybe binge watch the videos. You'll learn a thing or two. Me and you, I appreciate our relationship on finance. And John said, thanks, great new sub. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. More content to come. I hope I can provide a unique outlook on Bitcoin, especially in the niche way of living on it. Because that's definitely, if you look online, living on Bitcoin, there's not a lot of content. There's always like one influencer make one video and it does well. And then you look at my channel, it's like super small every video is surrounding that, and there's not much SEO optimized content. And that's one of my goals, is to keep building this up into an unstoppable snowball that just goes into some massive, like the snowball effect. That's the analogy I'm trying to say, but that's the goal. Keep living on Bitcoin, stay humble, stack sats, and health and wealth. Let's hop on a live stream together. I'd love that. I've never done anything live with anyone else. I would love to bounce ideas off between people. I think there's a lot of value out there, and I think it would be cool to share ideas and experiences and kind of talk about Bitcoin. At the end of the day, it's just us against the world, right? So that's everything I have, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this ADHD live stream. So with that being said, Nittany out. Remember, stay humble, stack sats. Peace.